Okay, welcome back. We're going to be doing this time around, again, another review without Ayala. Who would have thought?
Who?
Yeah, exactly. We're going to do a cigar which we've reviewed a couple of times before over the years. The Punch Super Robusto. Original release for Asia Pacific. EMA DIC 07. A cigar, when we first reviewed it, Ken, that I remember it was a roller coaster of flavours. It had highs of great dried fruit and lows of nothing but green grass and lackluster flavour. So it really didn't know where it was going. A year later, after we first reviewed them, we reviewed them again, and those flavours were starting to get a bit tighter. So really interested to see where this is.
I don't think I was involved in either of them from memory. It's a little while since I had one, but I got some of these when I tried them because I did thoroughly enjoy them.
These came out at the same time as this, and the Ramon Alon's Estupendo were the regional releases for that year. The Estupendos are right on the money straight away. These, I think, are a bit of a sleeper. 2.5 years on them. I think they should be starting to show some real characters. A light barnyard on the nose.
It's much more refined than it's sort of classy tobacco. It's not rough and ready. It's subtle
and delicate,
and looking. And that's
it feels beautifully rolled.
Yeah, construction. It feels good in the hand. It looks good. It's clearly very well made.
Some light hay on the dry draw.
So some of the regional releases are a bit up and down, I think.
Yeah.
The Estupendo
and this was a great year. They really nailed it with those two. And I know a lot of the members have got boxes of these at home, waiting in the humidor, which, you know, I think both of these are just going to improve with age. But it'll be interesting to see where this goes. Now, what are we drinking here, Ken, this time around, mate?
We've moved on to good old basic G&Ts and tossed in a bit of freshly grown mint. Hendrick's gin, which I reckon is one of, if not the great gin. Bottled, distilled and bottled in Scotland. I've got a feeling they use cucumber.
Cucumber?
Coriander, wait a minute. Yes, juniper, coriander, citrus peel, the unexpected infusion of cucumber and rose petals. It is not for everyone, well, it is for us.
Yeah, it is this afternoon. We'll see if we can pull some cucumber out of the cigar.
And the fact is, seeing as I can't go on the trip this year, I've at least got Hotel National swizzle sticks.
Swizzle sticks, yes, you can see them there. They look fabulous.
It's my tiny little...
little piece of Cuba right here.
What can I say? Very cool opening.
Yeah, very cool opening, very much.
Medium, not much more than medium to me.
Yeah, I'll put it a bit below medium.
I think you're probably right.
But it's very cool opening, very subtle. Anyway, we'll be back with you guys when we're into the first third and see what's come of this cigar. Okay, we're back halfway through the first third. Opening thoughts on the Punch Royal selection.
If that's halfway through the first third, I reckon I've got about 18 thirds to go. It's opened very sort of subtle, mild, refined, a little bit of citrus peel.
Yeah, touch of citrus, that fruitiness is there. I still believe it's below medium. It's, you said, it's a cool burn. It's playing its cards close to its chest at the moment, and I'm really interested to see where this is going to go.
Yeah, but it's the sort of cigar you've got to this stage and you want to keep smoking it. Thoroughly enjoyed it so far.
Very much so. Just discussing a fabulous book that's come out in the last couple of months by a good friend of ours, Bernadette O'Shea.
Champagne and Chandeliers. Bernadette is a local champagne educator who is quite brilliant and extraordinarily highly respected by the Champenois themselves. It's a whole series of tastings, some of which Bernadette was at, some not. And I was at some of them with her, whatever you call them, PMs or whatever.
PM on the forum.
I'll send you the details of where you can get it if you like.
So a great book of great dinners and great champagnes that match.
Fantastic photography.
Yep.
All sorts of stories. She's
tasting notes.
Incredibly descriptive tasting notes. It really is. There's the Titanic, what they were drinking on the Titanic. You just go through it. The Japanese royal wedding, the champagne, all the lists of the menus and things.
Okay, back with the, end of the first third. You're halfway through it. How are you seeing it, Ken?
Well, I think I'm probably 4/9, but...
Again, the mathematics is not your strong point, mate.
No,
Yeah, 4/9. Yeah, I'll give you 4/9.
4/9, yeah, 4/9.
It's not a common fraction that's used, 4/9.
There we are. It's pretty much continued through as it was. Not a lot of evolution at this stage.
No.
It's pretty young. A few holes there. Something's gone crawling
All the
through it.
beetles, yeah.
Ayala and his beetles. If I get beetles in my house thanks to you, Ayala, I'll be...
I'm still just below medium. You're right, it hasn't evolved greatly. I'm getting a fresh green apple bite to it.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it to him, and I'm not going to shy away from it.
If you weren't going to say it, I was.
Yeah, I know you were. I was getting just a hint, and now it's not a flavour you use often to describe cigars, and I know it'll come back to haunt me on the forum. Touch of strawberry. Of which Ken just choked on his gin and went, what the fuck?
I most certainly did not use that language on this forum.
It's on the video review. Yeah, just a sweetness that I haven't sort of discovered previously.
It has got a little sort of sweet note running through it, and fruits. It's a lovely cigar.
It's not the craziness that it was when they first released it. I'm hoping
it has settled.
It has settled. I'm concerned that it's sort of at the moment settled.
I suspect
on the dull flavours rather than the great dried fruits.
I just suspect it's in a sort of a muted phase where it's settled. It's becoming more seamless than it was.
Yeah.
And everything from here should be onward and upward.
Yep.
You'd hope. I mean, there's always the possibility that...
It's very seamless at the moment.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
flows,
beautiful.
It's balanced. And if you felt like having because they're quite large cigars, if you felt like you wanted a large but very mild, subtle cigar...
Yeah, this is...
At the moment, this is looking good.
Yeah,
and I think it's got legs for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, we'll come back at the end of the second third and see whether we can find some more strawberry fields. It's built in intensity, just a little bit over medium.
Intense, yeah.
I'm getting a bit more citrus,
Yes.
some orange peel coming through.
Yep.
It's building quite nicely, actually.
It's still quite a subtle sort of. It's one of those really nice cigars you can have when you're just sitting having a yak and you're not really focused on the cigar, but you also want it to be a nice cigar at the same time.
Yeah. It's still got a youthfulness to it.
Oh, it's still a young cigar. Yeah. It's definitely a young cigar.
It's got a lot of time. The oils are still rich through it. It's burnt quite well throughout.
Construction's been really good, and not a problem with that. For me, it's sort of edged very early, 90, perhaps maybe 91, but 90. It's
89, 90. Yep. Yeah, at this point in time. Light's fading. How do you see it, Kenny?
I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yes.
It's still a young cigar, but it's and it has built a little in intensity towards the end. But it's a thoroughly enjoyable cigar. 90, 91 at the moment. A good one of these in 3 or 4 years. You could be talking sky's the limit.
Yeah, I'm putting it 90 at the moment. The freshness is still there. That green apple, that some orange peel is there. It's moved above medium. It's got legs. It's got it's definitely refined from its mayhem when I first tried it a couple of years ago.
It's a refined cigar
that can be sat on the deck and enjoyed over a couple of hours. That's for sure. And we've enjoyed this.
And may I say, what a pleasure it is to do reviews without the Johnny Depp wannabe parading around.
Kenny, thanks for your hospitality this afternoon, and we'll see you guys out there on the forum
when we reconvene next Sunday.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm the only house in Queensland that doesn't have geckos.
Well, you got cobwebs.
I got cobwebs. Yeah, well, if I had any geckos, they'd have a field day in this house. They'd be fat, happy geckos.
But they get caught in the cobwebs, mate. But
by the time I get home and he's waiting out the front for the door to go up,
with free drinks.
Thank God you're here, otherwise I'd have to go home. We've sat there bagging Ayala for not being able to work this thing.
Yeah, I stuffed up.
Guess who suddenly looks around and goes, oh, hell, I've left the bloody video on.
But no audio. Laugh all you want, tough boy. I don't see you doing this.
I wouldn't know where to turn it on.
No.